Dome Aldani is a 3-boss dungeon in Season 3 of The War Within. The Wastelanders are invading, and Venari has called on us to stop them. Let's break down each boss so you can crush this dungeon with confidence. First up, Azhiccar is a giant worm that summons frenzied mites to aid it. If it devours too many, the fight gets messy fast. Thrash. Azhiccar is stationary, so tanks make sure you stay in melee range to prevent Thrash from being cast, an AoE that hits the whole group. Invading Shriek. Azhiccar will summon void portals that spawn mites. These portals spawn in front, behind, and to the left and right of the boss from the direction it's facing before you pull. The mites will jump to players biting them with Engorge and gaining a buff. Stack on the tank to keep them close and nuke them down. Toxic Regurgitation. 2 players get a debuff that deals damage for 6 seconds, and when it expires, drops digestive pools. Place these in a cross pattern between the boss and the portal spawn points. The pools slow anything that walks through them, including mites. Devour. At 100 energy, Azhiccar tries to suck in players and mites. If he eats any, he heals and gains a damage buff. Nuke the mites fast and avoid the pull. If you placed your digestive pools correctly, it will be much easier to prevent the mites from being eaten. Rinse and repeat until this worm's appetite is permanently satisfied. Next, Taah'bat and A'wazj. This Beastmaster and his Warpstalker act as one while they work to carry out the Soul-Scribe's will. Anytime the pair is separated, they share damage taken. During the mounted phase, we'll see the following abilities. Rift Claws. A heavy arcane attack with a bleed that goes on the tank. Have a defensive ready. Binding Javelin. 2 players will be targeted and then pinned by spears. You need to DPS the javelins down to break them out. You can use abilities like Freedom and Tiger's Lust to remove the slow that's attached to these spears, but the players will still stay snared in the area until you've killed the spears. Stack them close to each other and the boss for cleave. Warp Strike. A frontal line attack that hits anyone in the path. If you are not targeted, sidestep this, and if you are targeted, use a defensive. At 100 energy, Taah'bat dismounts A'wazj and begins to cast Arcane Blitz. This will make him immune, and it'll trigger him to start casting Arcane Overload for party-wide AoE damage. A'wazj's Warp Strikes in this phase will remove Taah'bat's incorporeal stacks. Aim its charges through him 6 times to remove all stacks and stun them both. After 15 seconds, Taah'bat remounts, and then it's rinse and repeat until both are down. The final boss is the Soul-Scribe, and this fight's all about finding your soul, literally. Throughout the fight, she'll cast Whispers of Fate, creating a copy of your character in the arena. Touch it to gain Fate Bound, a stackable damage and healing buff, and avoid having her casts of different abilities hit your soul, thus giving you Wounded Fate, a nasty dot, and a haste debuff. Before every mechanic, she'll recast Whispers of Fate, so find your image before her next cast finishes. Ceremonial Dagger, a line attack. You'll have 1 image to find here. Touch it and move out of the line before the cast finishes. Dread of the Unknown, a large circle AoE. Touch your image without overlapping other players. At 100 energy, Soul-Scribe casts Eternal Weave, a series of arcane frontals you'll have to dodge while also grabbing 3 copies of your souls. Prioritize a soul immediately in a frontal to avoid debuffs. Master this, and Soul-Scribe's only fate is defeat. And that's Dome Aldani. For more tips, check out the weekly route at RaiderIO. And if this guide helped, hit like and subscribe for more War Within dungeon content. I'll see you next time.